What's going on, everybody? Brando free to play back on my free to play account, and for today's video we are going to be talking about what I think are the top free to play heroes that you can use in Colosseum. But before I go ahead and get into that, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Amazon Coins. This video is sponsored by Amazon Coins. Please check out the link down in the description below, and by using that link, you'll be able to get up to 20% discount in your Lords Mobile Pack purchases. How do we do this? Simple. Amazon Coins is a digital currency that is available on Android devices via the Amazon App Store. Now, the Amazon App Store is available in a wide variety of countries like the US, UK, Australia, Germany, Japan, France, Italy, and Spain. Now, before we get into talking about all the discounts and savings, there are some things that we need to go over. Number one, your current version of the game needs to be tied to a Facebook login. Once we go ahead and do that, you download the Amazon App Store via the link down in the description below. In the Amazon App Store, you then download Lords Mobile. You open up that version of Lords Mobile and you open it up with your Facebook login. And that's it. You can start buying Amazon coins. Also, the more coins you buy, the bigger discounts you get. Right now, you can get 50,000 Amazon coins, which is about the value of 500 US dollars, and you can buy that for $400. So right there, that's a 20% discount. And if you want, you can also buy other packs for different discounts. Now, myself, I'm a free-to-play player, but I know some of you are not. So I really don't see any reason for you not to use Amazon coins. So if this is something that you're interested in, then please check out the link down in the description below, as it will definitely help out this channel. Once again, thank you Amazon Coins for sponsoring this video. You can go ahead and check that out using the links down in the description and the pinned comment below. Now keep in mind, I am free to play. That does not mean that you also have to be. So feel free to go ahead and check it out. I mean, you're saving some money, so why not, right? So into Colosseum, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I think some of the best free to play heroes that you can use in Colosseum in general, okay? Now, there is going to be a little bit of a little disclaimer, okay? Every week there is something called a constellation, right? So what the constellation will do is it will increase the stats on specific heroes. This week, as you guys can see, it'll increase heavy armored or maniacs. It's going to boost their attack by 50% and magic defense by 75%. So keep in mind, the heroes that I am going to be mentioning are just the better free-to-play heroes in general, okay? There are going to be different combinations that are going to be better depending on the constellation, okay? So that's just a little something to keep in the back of your mind. Obviously, this does change weekly, but in general, these heroes that I'm going to be talking about are some of the better heroes that you will see a lot of free-to-play players using because they just work. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and talk about one of our primary healers, or really one of the only consistent team-wide healers that we have. And I say consistent, okay, because we do have two options for a group-wide heal, or at least an area heal, right? We have Sea Squire with his with an ability that he uses, one of his hero skill abilities, the Aqua Circle. This does heal in a large area, but this can be easily interrupted. Okay, so the hero that I'm going to be choosing as kind of my top 5, right? Let's make this a top 5. Is going to be Primadonna. Why Primadonna? Well, because of her ultimate. It heals a lot very quickly when she uses her ultimate ability. Okay. Not only that, but she also increases the magic attack of its allies by 240. So, you know, she is a very, very weak hero in terms of defense and attack in general, and has a very low HP pool. But also, it kind of offsets, right? She does have the ability to uh, use her ultimate very quickly if she's allowed to and not killed off right away. So that's why a lot of teams will carry an assassin hero to try to take out Primadonna as fast as possible, so that way she cannot heal the the team. Right? That is the whole point of it. Okay. So that is my number 5 pick. Okay. Number 4 is going to be somewhat of a, I think, is somewhat of a bit of a controversial pick. Okay. My number 5 pick is going to be Black Crow. Okay. Why am I picking Black Crow? Well, because she attacks very fast, deals a very good amount of damage, deals good damage over time, and her ultimate hits very hard, and it can hit multiple enemies at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down a little bit. So Black Crow, the ultimate, can hit in a medium area, and it can, depending on what the hero she targets, it'll hit heroes within a circle of it, right? And it can do up to 6,000 plus damage with that single ultimate to multiple heroes, right? So if this ability is able to hit all 5 heroes, 6,000 times 5, that's a considerable amount of damage being dealt to the entire enemy team. Okay. Now this is one of the abilities that she has, Achilles Shot. This is what I mentioned when she has the damage over time. So it's an attack that deals 2,800 physical damage. Okay. And then it bleeds for 2,000 damage per second for 3 seconds. So it deals an extra 6,000 damage overall, right? So let's say 3,000 plus 2.8, that's what? Almost 9,000 damage in one ability. Black Crow also has the ability to reduce the defense of an enemy using Piercing Arrow. Now this is a single target skill, it's not an AoE, it's not going to hit everybody, it's going to hit one hero, and it's going to hit him for 3,700. Very, very good. And it's now the other great thing about Black Crow is she can increase the attack of nearby allies. So if you have a constellation that increases dexterity, increases attack, crit damage, crit chance, all those different things, Black Crow is a solid option on those weeks. Moving on to my number 3 pick for Colosseum. That is going to be Tracker. Now this kind of should come as no surprise. A lot of free-to-play teams use Tracker, and mainly these next 3 heroes that I'm going to be talking about, they are in a large majority of these teams, right? Tracker is one of them, right? The main reason why Tracker is so widely used, not only because of her ultimate, which hits like a freaking truck, okay? This deals 10,000 straight damage, regardless of defense, magical defense. It is just damage. It doesn't say physical damage, it doesn't say magic damage. It is just damage, okay? The main reason people love using Tracker is because at the beginning of every single Colosseum battle, she fires an arrow that will hit the farthest target away and will stun them for 3 seconds. Now, whether that is another Tracker, whether that's a Lore Weaver, a Primadonna, a Black Crow, whatever it is, it will stun them for 3 seconds, and for the first 3 seconds of the fight, that hero will not be dealing any damage, and that will also come into play with my number 1 hero, okay? So this deals 2,300 direct damage, okay? She has another ability called Arrow Storm. Now this is one of Tracker's kind of hard-hitting skills that hits a wide area. It hits a cone, okay? So if you guys can picture it, a cone in front of her. This is the ability where she spins in a circle and then just shoots like a big blast coming out of her crossbow, and it just damages everybody. A lot of times, this can be enough damage to kind of deal the finishing blow to some healers or weaker magic heroes, right? And her passive is something that is, I believe, specific to her, right? It only increases her crit by 198. So overall, she is a very, very powerful hero to use in Colosseum for a large majority of teams. My number 2 hero should be no surprise to a lot of people, and that is going to be Demon Slayer. Now, Demon Slayer is our magic hero assassin, magic hero healer, whatever you want to call it. That is his role in Colosseum battles, right? His goal is to go in, teleport, or kind of dash to the healer or the magic user, magic hero, and essentially try to take him out as quickly as possible. That is their responsibility. That's why we use Demon Slayer. Okay. Now he does have a decent ultimate ability, right? His ultimate ability, pretty much in a circle around him, he will be able to deal damage 2 times. So it deals, each hit will deal 2,697 physical damage. So a total of like a bit over 5,000 damage between the 2 hits. And it will also reduce the magic crit of the enemy's hit by 130. Overall, very, very good ultimate. Pretty stable, right? Obviously nothing super flashy, but it does its job. Now, the ability that I am referring to, that where he just kind of teleports to a target, it is Silent Ambush. So pretty much it says it advances behind the target for a surprise attack, dealing damage to the enemy. So this will deal 5,364 damage. Now, a lot of the time we are hoping that this will land a critical hit and it will be able to defeat the enemy Primadonna, the enemy Lore Weaver, whoever the healer or the magic damage dealer is in this fight. Okay. We also have an ability called Mystic Seal, right? So this will damage nearby enemies in a small area, and it will silence them for 3 seconds. So silence, they will not be allowed to use their ultimate, and if I'm not mistaken, some of their abilities, like if it hits somebody like Rose Knight, they won't be able to use their single target heal skill on somebody. Right? This also deals a decent amount of damage, 3,900 physical damage. Now, Demon Slayer, the reason that he is used very often for having to deal with the healers, because majority of healers deal magic damage, right? So Demon Slayer has a good amount of magic defense, not including his passive skill, which will increase it by 300. Now let's take a look at his stats really quick. He has a total of 603 magic defense, which is actually very, very good for any kind of an assassin hero. Obviously, if he is going up against a team that has no magic users, he can still be used, but he will not be used to its fullest extent. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. But usually most teams do have a healer of some sort. Now, the number 1 hero that I'm going to go ahead and pick is Rose Knight. Now, this is kind of a no-brainer. Rose Knight is just overall an amazing hero to use in a wide variety of game modes, except for monster hunting. But I will go ahead and get into that in probably another video. But the main reason why Rose Knight is super, super useful is because of her skill, Justice Call. So what this does is it casts a spell of protection on all of your allies, and it can absorb damage taken for 8 seconds, and it can absorb up to 6,000 damage. 6,090 to be exact. So why is this so beneficial in Colosseum? Well, it's kind of pretty simple to kind of grasp it. Like if you see it in battle, you will know what I'm talking about. So Rose Knight will immediately cast this shield on all of the allies, right? So that will negate the initial burst of the enemy team, the initial burst of damage, period. It will be negated up to 6,090 damage, right? That is not a little bit of damage. That is a good amount of damage that is going to be essentially non-existent for the beginning of the fight. Okay. We also have her ability. She is able to heal. Okay. But she's able to heal only the ally with the lowest HP and also reduce the damage that that hero takes for 5 seconds. So it is a bit of a small heal, only 5,000 health, but it will reduce the damage taken by 30%. Okay, so that is actually really, really good to have, right? It's also something nice to have because Rose Knight is our tank in most Colosseum battles, okay? Her passive ability will just increase magic defense by 300. Now, one thing that is very, very useful, in my opinion, it is at the most useful when you are up against the last 2 heroes. Okay, let me kind of explain why. So her ultimate ability will throw her shield, and it will bounce up to 6 times. Okay. So, and every time it hits a hero, it will stun them for 1 second. And this deals 3,000 magic damage per bounce. Okay. So, the reason why I say I think it has its most utility if it is versus the last 2 heroes is because it will bounce between the 2 heroes 3 times for a total of 6 bounces. So, it will deal, 9,000 plus damage to both heroes in one ultimate ability. So yeah, if this hits 6 times, 6 times 3, that's what, 18,000 damage, one ability, 6 total seconds of enemy stun time, right? 6 hits, 1 second each. So overall, this ultimate deals a ton of damage, has great utility usage, is really good in case it's able to interrupt an ultimate from another hero or an ability that could possibly heal another enemy hero, right? Really, really good stuff. So, Rose Knight, top pick, kind of a no-brainer, right? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to put your own top 5 list down in the comments below, go ahead and feel free. Once again, thank you Amazon Coins for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.